The human mind fears what it cannot comprehend. In the forgotten town of Black Hollow, a place hidden between endless forests and jagged cliffs, something unnatural slumbers beneath the earth. It whispers through the trees, its voice carried by the wind, infecting the minds of those who dare to listen. When Dr. Elias Mercer, a historian obsessed with the town's dark past, stumbles upon a series of ancient texts hinting at an unspeakable horror buried beneath the land, he embarks on an investigation that will lead him to the edge of madness. What he uncovers is not merely a legend, it is a living nightmare, and its veins run deeper than he ever imagined. Dr. Elias Mercer arrives in Black Hollow, a secluded town surrounded by towering pines and shrouded in a perpetual mist. The town's residents are wary of strangers, their eyes filled with unspoken dread. He begins his research at the town's dilapidated library, where he discovers fragments of folklore about the Veins, an entity that supposedly lies beneath the town. The old texts speak of disappearances, madness, and something ancient that was never meant to be disturbed. As he digs deeper, he meets Eliza, the librarian, who warns him about the town's history but refuses to speak further. That night, strange whispers echo outside his window, and shadows move unnaturally under the moonlight. The deeper Elias delves into the town's history, the more disturbing his experiences become. He sees figures in the mist, hears voices in the wind, and wakes up to scratches on his bedroom walls. Locals become increasingly uneasy around him, muttering cryptic warnings. A reclusive old man named Samuel approaches him, claiming that the Veins have been watching Elias since his arrival. He speaks of the blood curse, a sickness of the mind and soul that consumes those who pry too deeply. Elias, though disturbed, is unwilling to abandon his research. In the cellar of the abandoned Black Hollow church, Elias unearths an ancient manuscript bound in brittle, skin-like parchment. The text describes rituals performed by a long-forgotten cult, whose purpose was to keep the veins of the unknown dormant. But the final pages suggest that the seal is weakening, and something beneath the town is beginning to stir. As he reads, he feels an unseen presence watching him, an oppressive force pressing against his consciousness. The air thickens, and the candles flicker violently before snuffing out. Something is changing within him. Elias's grip on reality begins to fray. He wakes up with black veins crawling up his arms, only for them to vanish moments later. He hears whispers when no one is around, and his own reflection seems wrong. The townspeople avoid him entirely now, their fear palpable. He returns to Samuel, demanding answers, but the old man is dead, his body contorted in an inhuman fashion, his eyes hollowed out as if something had burrowed into him. A single phrase is carved into his skin. It awakens. Elias discovers records of the town's watchmen, a secret society sworn to contain the Veins. But every member has vanished without a trace, their names erased from history. The last known watchman, a man named Victor Langley, disappeared a century ago, leaving behind only cryptic warnings in blood-scrawled letters. He finds Victor's final letter, which claims that the Veins are not just beneath the town, they are inside those who hear their call. Elias realizes he is becoming one of them. Determined to uncover the truth, Elias follows a series of hidden tunnels beneath the town. What he finds is an underground chamber pulsating with an eerie glow. Strange symbols cover the walls, and in the center lies a pit that seems to stretch endlessly downward, exuding an unnatural warmth. The walls throb like a living organism. He sees something shift in the darkness, something vast and ancient. The whispers in his mind become screams. The air in Black Hollow grows heavier as unnatural storms ravage the town. The townspeople begin to change. Some go missing, others speak in tongues, and a few are found dead with their veins blackened and bulging. Elias realizes that his presence, His curiosity has accelerated whatever was slumbering beneath. He feels it inside him, gnawing at his mind, rewriting his thoughts. The veins are waking and they want to spread. Elias learns that the only way to reseal the entity is through an ancient ritual requiring an unwilling sacrifice. As he contemplates his next move, he is hunted by townsfolk who have become vessels for the veins, their bodies twisted and unnatural. He flees, realizing he must act before it is too late. He finds Eliza, who reveals she is a descendant of the Watchman and the last guardian of the seal. She tells him the ritual requires not just any blood, but the blood of the one who awakened the veins. Armed with the knowledge of the forgotten cult, Elias returns to the chamber, prepared to end the nightmare. The veins of the unknown rise from the abyss, a monstrous form of shifting flesh and pulsating tendrils. Elias fights against madness itself, struggling to complete the ritual as the entity attempts to consume his mind and body. The chamber pulsates violently as reality distorts, the entity reaching out for him with tendrils that threaten to pull him into the abyss. With Eliza's help, he slashes his own palm, offering his blood to the ritual, sealing the veins once more. The chamber collapses around them, and the entity lets out an ear-splitting shriek as it is dragged back into the darkness. Elias succeeds in sealing the entity, but at a great cost. His sanity is shattered, his body marked by the entity's corruption. He stumbles back to the surface, finding Black Hollow eerily silent. The storm has passed, but the air remains heavy with unspoken dread. Eliza tells him to leave and never return. As he departs, he realizes the whispers have not stopped. They are inside him now, a permanent echo in his mind. The horror is contained, for now. The town of Black Hollow remains, its secrets buried, its whispers waiting for the next soul foolish enough to listen.